Today we are going to talk about the definition of grammar. Grammar is a set of rules that explain how words are used in a language. It, it sets an standards for how words or the parts of the speech and sentence should be arranged together. Grammar o gramática es definida como un conjunto de reglas que explican cómo las palabras son usadas en un lenguaje hablado o escrito. Es el conjunto de estándares que dice cómo las partes del discurso están organizadas. It is very important that you understand this definition as a set of rules that tell you how to use the parts of the speech. And this definition as a set of rules is very important because from now I will introduce you to grammar rules in Spanish. Let's talk about the parts of the speech, or in Spanish, they are called partes del discurso. There are different kinds of parts of the speech. We have the nouns of or sustantivos. We have pronouns or pronombres. We have verbs or verbos. We have connectors or conectores. We have articles or artículos. We have adjectives, adjetivos. We have conjunctions, conjunciones. We have adverbs or adverbios. Prepositions or preposiciones. So as you can see, there are several parts of the speech. We are going to start to talk about each one of those in both language, English and Spanish. Let's start with the nouns. This is the concept of nouns or sustantivos and is the same concept for both language. Nouns are used to identify any class of people, places, or things. But it's important that you include in your definition that a noun is a word other than a pronoun because pronouns refer to people. They are not in the category of a noun. So this is very important to you to know in both language. Remember, noun is used to identify any class of people, place, or thing, and it is a word other than a pronoun. Let's talk about the nouns in Spanish. Nouns in Spanish or sustantivos en español. Nouns in Spanish have genders. That means feminine or masculine. To know the gender of a Spanish noun, take a look at the noun ending or the gender of the article before it. It is important to identify the gender of a Spanish nouns because the adjectives and other words accompanying them agree accordingly. Take, for example, the feminine noun casa, which means house. If we want to add an adjective to describe it, we need to take it feminine as well, like this: casa bonita, beautiful house. Let's repeat this. Nouns in Spanish have genders, feminine or masculine. Let's see if we can highlight this. I'm not sure. Yes, we can. Nouns in Spanish have genders, feminine or masculine. What is the important thing to know? What is the gender of the noun? To know the gender of a noun, In Spanish, take a look at the noun ending or the gender of the article before it. It is important to identify the gender of Spanish nouns because the adjectives and the other words accompanying them agree accordingly. Take, for example, the feminine noun casa. If we want to add an adjective to describe it, we need to make it feminine as well, like this, casa bonita, beautiful house. How do you know if a noun is masculine or feminine? You need to look for the final vowel. If it's a, as araña, it will be feminine. If finishing o, like also, it is a masculine word. So you will know what is the gender of the word because the ending of the noun. And it will be basically the last vowel, a or o. Let's see. Do you remember that we make a definition of a grammar as a set of rules that tell you how to use the parts of the speech? Well, here we go. I will start with the first grammar rule, and it will be about singular and plural. I will tell you the grammar rules in Spanish for the nouns. So nouns can be singular or plural, and we have two rules and one exception to the rule. What is an exception to the rule? What means the word exception? Let's review it. What means the word exception? An exception is something that is left out or not done on purpose. An exception to a rule does not follow that rule. This word is used for all sorts of things that are not usual or usually allowed. That means that I should apply the rule because there are the conditions to apply it, but I do not apply that rule. I will apply a different one. So let's go with the first two rules for singular and plural nouns in Spanish. So let's come in here. If the word ends in a vowel, it will be a, e, o. You are going to add an s. For example, the word gato, which means cat. Gato, this one, is singular. Now we are going to make it plural, applying the rule, because if finishing in a vowel, that is a o, I am going to add an s, and my plural will be gatos. Now let's come in here, second rule. First one was vowels. Second one is about consonants. If the word ends in a consonant, what you have to do is add es, es at the end of the word. Let's see. This is our example. Singular is papel. It finishes in a L, so it is a consonant. I will apply the rule. The rule is telling me to add es at the end of the word, so I have papel, and I will add papeles. Papel means paper. So remember, first rule is about vowels. You only add s at the end. Second rule is about consonants, and when it's a consonant, you have to add es or es at the end of the word. Now let's pay attention to the exception of the rule. I told you that the exception of the rule is when you should be applying the rule, but for some reason you don't. The exception of the rule for singular and plural nouns in Spanish is this one. Words that terminate in zeta, in C. You change the C, take it away from the word, and then you add this syllable at the end is CES, CES. For example, the word pez, which is fish. Pez finishing C. So you take it away. Wanna make this noun plural? Take the C away and you put the particle CES at the end to make it peces. Two rules, one exception for singular and plural nouns in Spanish. That will be everything for today. Please review the information in this lesson to be prepared for a short quiz tomorrow next class at the beginning of the class. Thank you. Have a great day. Adios.